to pass through the eyes of the seven. Tai 2, the Emperor confiscated the property of your 3 families. So, now do you have a weapon of war? There's something about that. 7 new nations give up watching you. From 100 years ago. There are them. I can't believe you have a great martial art. Just have this martial art. You can cultivate your false power. Even if it's 7. There are only 1 or 2 sets of martial arts. Hear this word. The 3 houses all show their joy. In their hands, they really have a magic weapon. How can you? If there really is, they found out without a reminder. As opposed to them most certainly. He thought for a long time and nodded. As if he understood the problem. Death reveals a mysterious smile. Suddenly a jewel appeared in his hand. This is a magic fusion method. Itself is of no value. But practice your ancestral martial arts. Can blend the martial arts of BA House into one. Become a great martial artist. That is, the chief of the Lost family. The bad wind of the Tai family, and business. The point of Dragra is a kind of martial art. Only 7 holds the way to use fire. Most probably laughing and nodding casually. Once again, I am impressed by his intelligence. The butler is indeed smart. I can't believe the butler predicted this. If it wasn't for the father to say Ra. The prince did not expect it. Already said, the committee turns to 3 owners and then 3 owners. Now take your ancestral martial arts out here. But now the sky is shining. The 3 princes can't keep the ancestral martial arts. Stolen by someone else, your majesty has been charged. At this time the king also spoke. In fact, I lost it too. End words. The dead man immediately screamed out loud what he had lost. 44. What is the noise? Listen to them finish. They are angry at you as the owner. Even the heirloom martial arts lost. You've forgotten your training. 2 people dive in and pulled the sky immediately afraid. Kneel down on your knees and forgive. The table sighed a little. Scratching one's head, I don't know what to do now. At this moment, the king is careful to speak. Maybe 7. Can't you give us another set? Listen to what he says. Once again rose up in violent anger. Are you dreaming? You think martial arts legends are vegetables in the market. As much as you want. Even if it is 7 treasures, it does not go to BA for types. More than that, you have to register. It can't be taken out arbitrarily. It's going to get the attention of 3 families. How do you stand up? Are you a pig that wants to die? I said, his face is hot. I hurriedly walked back and forth. What to do? Martial arts heirlooms are no longer. How to integrate here? The order is broken. But right now, I'm most likely laughing. Then in the hand appeared 2 blocks of deep-seated jade. I took back the martial arts of those 2 houses. 3 people startled together. Keep your eyes on the most beautiful. Only Tai Vin was amazed to look at him. He knows the Tai family's martial arts. He gave the elder Yu a cup. Ever since it was in his hands. They are happy to go to the front of the world. Give him a hug. Your butler is very bad. not tiger name, are the 9 elders who hold great respect. Without you, I can't complete the mission my father gave me. As if the court owes you a favor. Probably laughing for an hour. I refuse the idea of shaking my head because I am lost. Ignore the words. Death comes to the important thing to say. Martial arts is there now. Next is the 3 houses together. At that time, the emperor came to the Ming dynasty to secretly order. When the secret order opens, 2 clans merged into the most powerful. The martial arts will be run by the owner. That is why you... The word is not over. The king immediately spoke up. Your Majesty. Now the power of the peanuts is weak. Only for people Pol Ra is not as strong as before. Only Tai Jia hung thin. So I'm not afraid to run the family. King 7 said it. He put his hands on the table. Like right now. One hand prevents him from talking. Dive in only with the power of your plot. He also wants to be the owner. Haha, you are strong. They're just bandits. You can set foot in the palace. If you take Ra, you become the new owner. I'm afraid it's going to be a joke for the 7 kingdoms. Later, Cao was ranked 5th with 7 countries. Vin heard the thunder of heaven finished speaking, and laughed loudly. In a moment, the same Tai lightning Vin won the title of host. Most likely, one side laughed contemptuously. These 2 families, fighting for the right in front of them. I'm not thinking about being the 8th generation right now. It's just the first step. The wind will certainly not be less. It's shallow, of course. The morning and the morning are quiet. Watch them argue. The same look of contempt. The family is used to it. Not even a little air. Greed of power is ordinary dung. I looked at the 2 of them and immediately got angry. The SA is now in decline. But she couldn't help it. The 2 of them sidelined SA. They didn't get the SA in their eyes. Really despise people. Suddenly now a rumbling sound. The argument was silent, everyone was stunned. Towards the sound that comes out looking through. They only see a child's head. Trying to stand up at the table. Your face is full of earnestness, and you say something loud. 3 house rules as one. There's only one family that can be the owner. That's the lost. Adopted 45 unified BA clans. The sea is very energetic. It makes everyone shake. Standing next to Tai Vin. When I saw the boy, I laughed. What does this guy understand? Of the 3 noble families, you are the weakest. How do you qualify as an owner? When I heard that, I laughed coldly, revealing a strange smile. When people see this situation, they are startled. They're all too familiar with arrogant demonstrations like this. But I didn't realize who it was. When you turn your eyes to the worst. Instant transparency. This boy. Learn again according to the extravagance of the most ordinary. Probably next door. I can't help but notice. Set a funny view of Van High. At this point the ocean continues to speak. We are now lost without people. No money, no knitting. There are only for people who rely on each other. But it's the strongest of the 3 because we have. Probably the country. This little boy turned to me. I look the best with respectful eyes. People follow him too. He looked at her with a serious face. This boy is not wrong. Lost in decline. The only thing they can compare Ra with the two ties. It is also the most reliable. You just need to have infinite light. It's only a matter of time after that. But Tywin immediately spoke out contempt. It's just a butler. How can we let him stand up? Protector and estate of the crown. The third rule is an adult-esque thing. Don't you? Not waiting for him to finish his words. Most likely, I wish I could hit him hard on the table. If not, you don't want to see the 7 signs of loss. When you rely on, he won't take it out so soon. Most likely the coldest glance people say. Alliance of the lost and potential. The words that just came out horrified everyone. Find Long and sign an equality treaty with the tribe. We just need this treaty. 7 families want to touch the lost family. Be afraid of other potential. This news is really, real shock. White is sitting behind the table. Even the silence has been silent. Child, how can you do it? It's about being a hero. Probably the most towards. The white man nodded. Then look at the 2 ties. Let me raise my voice to tell you. Even if there is no Mingzhou secret order, the most important thing is just to be sure. It's only a matter of time before we get to the top 5 to 7. You have no support for the homeless. Just more entanglement. Has not escaped the shock of the Kier alliance. The 2 ties kept silent and listened to him. I can't get an opinion. That's what you see with your head held high. Not from a little more of the weight of the most powerful in your heart. She, the lady over here, also looked at him with admiration. This moment is more respectful. Death right now. They are looking at the dream of the future. I look with admiration at the most beautiful. And of course, generous magic, and get this treaty with another potential dragon. He knows his favorite Long 9. But this treaty, not an elder can take it. Come out, he certainly could have reached out to the potential owners to get this treatment. Once again he turned to the worst. Track the butler. Stay in the real world for you. Or come help me. Hear this word. Everyone has a scary time. Even King 7 wants to recruit him. How much harm he can do in the end. All forces want you. Often in haste and fear. She was afraid that she would be lost by 3 princes. Your feelings seem to leave. But fortunately it's different from everyone else. Most people probably don't pay attention to this recruitment. Even if it's not because of the ghost, then he will not be a guide for others. He has a bigger ambition. He wants to hold his own power. I can't help but laugh for an hour. 3 princes were to praised and stayed lost. Not to mention the 7th star. I don't think he refused. But he also laughed and said, if you don't agree with me, make that decision. Later, he became the owner of Tatai houses. I have to fight for the lost family. Command confidentiality. Your Highness too. He doesn't want to be lost because he wants to get lost. He used to chase Kier as a leader. Speak up to prevent. But Tywin next door. I saw that the prince appeared. Understand the situation. Immediately pulled him, slowly shaking his head. Tywin, no. Just by a wish. Probably most successful. Earn the trust of 7. This plan is too important. with the potential for the future is the key point. This side of heaven is also awake to nod. Don't worry, Your Majesty, the old man later. I will definitely help you and so on. I lost my house because of the old man. The old man vowed to spend his whole life in the service of penance. Look at everyone who gave in. His mission is considered complete. I can speak with my hands if I have no other opinion. Just do it. I saw the guests of the table. Everyone immediately proclaims himself. At this time, the table of death is the most popular way to speak. Track the butler. You stay a little. Acceptance 46 centrifuges. Waiting for everyone to step back, with death. Most likely to go to a forest next door. Probably the most suspicious. I don't know what he called it. I can't guess anymore, said the three princes. You intend. The unfinished word came back to interrupt. No need to say. Just follow me. He pointed his hand up and said out loud. Three princes of Thien Vu Empire Vu Vanthong. I swear to God. From now on, brotherly bond with the Trach Fan family's lost butler. Born with life and death without regret. The man standing next to him was a bit surprised. He didn't say no. I want to be a brother to you. This is not harmful either. He looked at Vu Van through one. I swear to God, I swear. I swear to God, I swear to God. Today I have a fraternity with three princes. Tianyu Empire. It would be nice if he betrayed. I will betray him. Stop talking and look at him. That is why I took such an oath. You are too careful, brother, you are too careful. Listen to what Vu Vanthong says. Most people probably don't even notice laughing. It's not that I don't believe you, it's that evil gangster. Vu Vanthong also did not pay attention to his words, relieved to breathe for an hour. Call me whatever you want to call me. I'm in a good mood. Do you remember our meeting yesterday? Whoever loses will no longer follow me on my knees. But we can't do that. Sister to you. Your brother's wife can't bully you. I will have absolutely no hope for you. Most likely, he shook his head. That's him. I thought you and your dog had a relationship. I really think he cares about this so much. He reminded the table of death. Actually, we have nothing with that head. The head is just looking for an excuse. Vu Van heard this word. Overjoyed to roll your eyes excitedly to say something. Are you serious? So that means we can still go after her. Good brother, you are my brother. Ha ha ha. I think most people look at his excitement. Just show me your evil smile. You'd better mind dying. But the death table. What is the true content of Min Chao's order? Are excited, Vu Vanthong suddenly turned off his silent smile. Looking at the surest side, the watchful man said, Brother, I didn't just say that. Most likely, he doesn't want to talk evil. The plan is very thorough. The goal achieved is also legitimate. The size of this plan is too small. It was so small that it did not look like the emperor. Probably the most understanding. It's only necessary to open the emperor to have noble temperament. For binding the 7 worlds. Harmonize their power. It's a 1,000-year plan. I don't believe it anyway. Very good plan. But cannot fool the mind user. Hold the power of life and death in his hands. Vu Van Thong smiled embarrassedly and shook his head helplessly. I don't know this either. In short, I received the imperial edict to complete this secret order. Surely the most mortal still stared at him. Want to see the lie in his eyes. But not a bit. Maybe he really doesn't know. Or he is too good at acting. Can get past his shrewd eyes. He smiled softly and continued speaking. If the secret code is hidden for 1,000 years, how did you Minkoke know? Now think again. You Minkoke all do things to prevent this secret order. Inevitably makes others skeptical. Maybe they are scared. 7 Investigation. Vu Van immediately finished communicating and pretended to frown. Skeptical said logically yes. But the Imperial City has too many eyes and ears. May have revealed the secret order. Most certainly. Eyebrows furrowed, smile, shaking head. 1,000 years not revealed, now naturally revealed. Moreover, only reveals part of the content. Vu Van Thong faced his questioning. Shivering. He kept blinking. Don't know how to answer. But most certainly have seen Ra. Sure enough, he guessed right. But also not expose. Already calculated in mind. He turned to me and said never mind. As long as this is beneficial to Lack family. Why do we need to think so much? Not knowing will save us from headaches. Ha ha ha, you have a chance to meet me again. He just left. The table immediately changed his expression and breathed a sigh of relief. This person is too scary but actually very smart. In the courtyard just now, he assumed they all believed in this plan. But Ra waited to clarify. Absolutely do not believe it. Listen a bit. Immediately guessed something was wrong. This person is indeed a genius. At the same time, Fuang Thursday Batch also appeared from hiding. Look in the direction of Track Nat Fam said. The more I look, the more I see this kid resembles a person. Vu Van Thong immediately became suspicious. He really doesn't look like AI teacher. You say he is like AI. Look at the back of the most certain mortal. Fuang Thursday Batch frowned deeply for a long time. Say a name. Chief of Department Jia Cat. Hear this name. Bantu was immediately startled. This name he never expected 1,000 times. Eyes full of doubt. Say what? One of the 4 pillars of Prime Minister Jia Cat Trongfong. Sure talker. Fuang Thursday Batch nodded as confirmed Vu Van Thong's thoughts. Looked at him meaningfully. Deep smile Thong Ni. You swear brotherhood with him. Probably the best choice of my life. One day he will become your pillar. Help you rule the world. Hear this. Vu Van Thong immediately stagnated again. Look in the direction where the most likely thing disappeared. Eyes seemed to have some sparkle. At the same time, Track Nat Fam returned to the small courtyard. Also do not know the way to Batch Dang later. Rate this post. After today's incident, 3 Thai family. Drag Ra and Lack family immediately spread the news to Ra. United by the family. Head. But from now on, Lack Jia can revive. Infinite splendor is a matter of time. Except 47 Jia Cat Trongfong. Imperial City. Outside is a remote and gloomy place. Because this place is a mixture of good and bad. Ruined house. A scene of utter desolation. Should be called slum. But right now, in a small house with a flashing light, there is obviously someone in the house right now. Suddenly the door opened. An old man sitting behind the curtain. Next to him are two people with unfathomable strength. At a glance you can see this person is not simple. Just then a man in black appeared. Covered face. But the person behind the curtain, as if knowing who is coming. Revealing a strange smile, he asked the Valley Master, "How is it?" No mistake, the person who came was the Lord of Yumin Valley, Yuvan's son. Heard the other person ask. He sighed helplessly and replied with all his heart, 10 years all gone down the drain. The emperor said, Yumin Valley forever retreats from Fong Lam City. Also restricts 6 other clans. See Ra has discovered. Hear this. The old man behind him immediately let out an ah sound and then chuckled softly. So the emperor intended to open the Minshou secret order. Yu Fap's son beside also nodded in agreement and said, I think so too. This time consider them lucky. Next time won't be so easy. Emperor 7 wants to establish the 8th family. Then we have to see if this family has the ability or not. The old man heard that the plan had failed and was not in a hurry, but a smile on the mouth. Mocking you coke chu, don't get excited. Lose is lose, why make excuses? The owner of Yumin Valley is a descendant of 7 great families. Even the 3 secular families can't do anything. It is also natural to lose the title later. Hear what he says. Yu and son were immediately angry. The air broke the door of the room. Turned to the old man. What did you say in the beginning? My secret order is that you tell me. You also said that the 7th king intended to create the 8th house. Replace Yumin my cup. 10 years of planning, it's all in your hands. What does that mean now? Lord, you will die for me. End words. He attacked the old man behind the curtain. But the Kir didn't panic. An hour in your hand. It made a big bang. Oppressive wind export towards Yuanshan. 3 great players so immediately owned Dong. The quiet poor neighborhood. A moment later. Yu and son are not rivals of the next 2. Jia Longfeng was beaten back. In the throat gush up the sweetness silently swallowed down. He lifted his head forward, and could hardly believe it. Jia San Trong Feng silently nodded. I think the owner knows better than you. These 2 elders have not been present for nearly 100 years. I can't believe you still recognize them. Yu Wanshan aggressively suppressed anger. I look breathlessly at the 2 people next to me. The school is afraid to say. He is not the smartest man in the universe. The leader of the 4 pillars invited these 2 monsters. Even the 5 great guards, the dragon god of Fengshu batch, did not fight back either. Jia San Chong Feng shook his head and laughed. But on the face, there's a confident light. Yu Min Cup owner to praise. At lower, I dare not claim to be the smartest man in the universe. I dare not face the Emperor 7. You can't see the mountain. What is the person in front of you? He grinned coldly at the Prime Minister. Being too humble is self-serving. With your current power, the Empire of Heaven is your enemy. 7. You have been defeated in Fenglin City. It's not wasted. In this world, powerful forces can't just look at the outside world. More, I'm not the smartest person in the universe. Jia San's school wind sighed. The wise man looked up to the sky and said, When I heard this word, I was amazed. Jia San's school Fong. He is the head of the 4 pillars of martial arts. Theory of force or psychometry, No one in this celestial empire can compare to him. But he said it wasn't. There really is someone more than him. Or because he's humble or arrogant. This is not who you are. Jia Chongfeng pointed to the top. In my eyes, stop answering the person above me. When you hear that someone knows him, alluded to who was surprised to say, you are just a useless emperor. The captain heard him. The man glanced at him. In my eyes, I laughed in vain. We in the 45th dynasty still do not understand him. If he is useless, there is no more smart people in this world. Come back here and don't mess with me. Be careful that he seizes the opportunity. It makes people disobey. You penalized bird with cold smiling lips, but look at the cold expression of the wind. So shut up and time goes down. Disappear in the dark. Wait until the mountain is gone. The wind has taken a deep breath. He looked up at the sky for an hour. Your Majesty, what are you going to do? At the same time in Black Mountain. Most likely, he's holding a lake in his hand right now. There's a worm moving inside. Look at the gear that keeps moving. The most obvious is a satisfied smile. 3 months ago, I took the snow from inside. Magnetic levitation nourishment. Today, we should call it a blood vessel. So this is a good time to leave. I got lost after deciding to leave. Most likely back. I want to talk to you often to explain everything. When she came to the door, she opened her mouth. Great lady. Follow me here, I have something to say. I often hear him call. He turned back happily to the back. You must be back. She said she went into the room with her suspicions. Just entered the room, probably the most closed. What you're going to say is very important. To avoid your eyes should still be more careful. Like a stray, often watching him close the door. Suddenly a thought rises in my heart. She was ashamed to look at him. What are you going to do? Most likely, no matter what she says, take a deep breath and say we have to go. The end of the divergence is often astonishing. She rolled her eyes and asked him out loud why. The tribe that's going up every day at Sao chooses to leave. Most probably no. His choice to leave now for the usual divergence. It's very difficult to accept for a family. It has become a big family in Fonglong City. But the manpower is not enough. Fake strength, no. If they leave now, they will not accept it. Real. It would be good for them to leave later. So he chooses to ignore the emotion of ordinary divergence. Speak for the safety of your family. Temporarily lost. There will be no danger in the short term. Besides, there's no family here like getting lost. Don't forget what you get in return. I agree with King 7. Obey Min confidential orders, guilty of bending down 7 Ra. There is a cup. Another potential long. If we can't become 7-dimensional equals, they won't forgive us either. Listen to the worst words. Lost. I have often understood the current situation of the lost family. No matter how lost you really need it. She doesn't want to leave either. There were streaks of low water in the eyes. Then we really need you. You're gone, we have to do what now? I saw her cry. Most likely, he shook his head helplessly. It is a matter of sooner or later. This time is good for you. It is also good for the lost. He wiped away the tears on her face. The doctor said, death is right. The foundation of a family is fake. This time we're out. Is to recruit fake power for the lost family. Ensure safety for the future. As I said, in his hands appeared the jewel. Give her to keep talking. This is the final battle of the four great battles. Only you learn. Don't let anyone know. If we're not here, if you are in trouble, you can start the battle. For final 5 level matches plus previous match negative. Arranged in the labyrinth. In a short time can ensure safety. At this moment she finally understood. She couldn't stop him from leaving. I can only answer with a sigh how long you will be gone. Go this time. Most people probably don't know when to return. This time leave. It's not just about recruiting people. He also wants to find the relic of God. Lost snow, that's what Long Nine said. Because he wants to quickly improve his strength. You can rely on yourself to be safe forever. I know she doesn't want to attack you either. So the choice give her a vague answer. I don't know how soon. All right, go and get the captain and get high in here. Right now, being confused often takes up the courage to call him. And then he runs in front of him and puts a kiss on his lips. The worst of the world is immediately stunned. Take a look at her. But she quickly left a note. You come home early and leave. A moment later, the state governor and Van High came to the room. The most common. But when they heard he was leaving, they were immediately amazed. He looked at his eyes and said, Father, how will you go? However, from the beginning, the most ordinary people do not like to billion pedigree families. But after living together, I can't help but feel a little affection for them. Unfortunately, his big head is not here. You can't be with them forever. He looked at the ocean in front of him again. You are the only male of the lost family. You have to take care of your family as a family member. Lost no? He quickly turned his eyes to the leader's table. Did the old man ever remember what the dragon knelt to say or not? She said no wrong. With your nature, at the very least, it will stop at the gas station. But nothing in the world is absolute. Now I have a way to help you escape. Have a strong power. But we'll have to go through the pain of life is not equal to death. Are you willing to? 49 left the AI. End words. Most likely, he looked at the leader again. On the hand appeared the old jade said, this is a magical medium of the friction class. Not like other methods. It's a training exercise. Not required. Those who practice only have 1 point. The process of cultivation will make the living not equal to death. Living like hell. More so once you start practicing. It won't stop. If the spirit completely destroys all disobedience. Most likely, the leader was immediately afraid. First time, he heard that kind of scary martial arts. Not because of the lost. Because of the increased protection of peanuts. He has to be strong. Think for a moment. He received the treasure from the strongest hand. No, Sao. As long as we become stronger, we will suffer. As I said, he tightened.